Hey, if anybody is following along with the drink sponsorships,
yeah, what do you got now
on
Monster?
the podcast?
Coffee?
So this is the first time that I've had a Monster on the podcast,
And I have a water.
and you have a water. Yeah,
I don't know if that's because I'm trying to be healthier or what.
I was telling them before the podcast, though, I went to get a Red Bull because that's my second go-to. Coffee's first,
Okay.
then Red Bull. But our Red Bull machine was broken. The dollar machine that we have. Apparently, they just got moved to the refrigerator.
They
and
did.
I didn't know that.
And I won't even say that. I shouldn't even say that on the podcast. We've had some people. So if anybody's listening to this.
It's on the honor system.
Yeah, it's on the honor system. We have not had everybody abide by the honor system. So I don't know what that says about some of the people.
But I couldn't justify spending $2.75 on a little 8-ounce can of Red Bull, so I had to get the 16-ounce Monster.
Did you shake it gently?
I shook it gently, and then I realized that there's heavy cream in it, and I'm lactose intolerant. So this
No way. Oh, my gosh. And we're in a closet. This is going to be terrible.
I'll drink it slowly also. So I know if on past podcasts we've been doing some listener reviews, featured review for today. So just encouraging everybody, head on over to iTunes, head on over to Stitcher. I don't know if Spotify does ratings. We just looked that up. I don't think it does. Head on over to iTunes, leave a comment. We'll read it here on the podcast. But this one comes from Stitcher. Lizzie has the keys. Says 5 stars, life-changing and motivating information.
Whew, that touches my heart.
I am so glad I listened. My takeaways include my why is bigger than my fear. The best system is the one that you use. And habits come before systems. Don't convince the prospect to sell, but instead call those who have already convinced themselves that they are ready to sell and convince them that I am the agent they want. I am going to revamp my daily schedule and live by it.
Dang, that is sick. That's awesome.
Yes.
Was that your mom disguised as Lizzie holds the... No, I'm just
These
kidding.
were all of your quotes. My mom would have pulled at least
Your
one
mom
of
would
my
have pulled
quotes.
your quote. That's awesome. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for the review. That's amazing.
Love seeing that.
Yep, it's awesome.
So today we are going to be talking about video. So if you're looking to figure out how to use video as part of your digital marketing strategy, you're going to want to stick around for this interview. We've talked about it before. Video is one of the most effective mediums to communicate your message. It's been estimated that 1 minute of video, I'm curious how they got this stat, but 1 minute of video is worth 1.8 million words.
No way.
That's what I read.
That's like
There was a researcher.
The picture's worth 1,000 words. Like,
Yeah.
who made that up? That was just some philosopher in a room.
Luke, this is heavily researched.
This is statistics. You can make them say whatever you want.
1/3 of all online activity is spent watching video, and landing pages that include
Now that
video,
I believe.
Yeah, has increased online conversions by 80%. So put a video on your landing page, 80% increase in conversions or more. But even more importantly, if you're still on the fence about video, consider this. Viewers retain 95% of a message when they watch it in video compared to 10% reading in text.
Yeah, I could see that. I could believe that.
So, hey, if you're still sending white papers out to your clients, if you're still sending ebooks, if you're still sending...
Start filming a video for it.
Let's start doing video. So today we're going to be talking to Jill Addison. She is the founder of FA Client Machine and the co-creator of the Turnkey Video System, which includes a library of engaging, entertaining whiteboard videos that financial advisors and other service professionals are using to nurture relationships with prospects and clients. In addition to that, she has also written the book, Financial Advisor's 7 Steps to Video Marketing Success, and has helped thousands of small business owners generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in new business. Jill, welcome to Stay Paid. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Great to be with you guys today.
Yeah, Jill, it's awesome to have you. I'm excited to get into your story, how you ended up, founding this company and what's led you to really be an advocate for video. So if you could kind of just introduce yourself to the audience, give us kind of I call it the 30,000 foot view of your life. Let us know how you've kind of gone on this journey, what got you into video, what got you to found this company today. And then I really want to get into the nitty gritty of some tangible tips that small business owners can use to do video.
Yeah, great. Okay. So I started my business 10 years ago, and that was after holding several different video production positions. I was a producer on a feature film, and then I worked at a couple different video production companies where we did everything from short films to exercise videos to infomercials to promotional videos. So I got a big, really broad experience in film and video production. Then I got married to a guy who runs his own video production company, and I watched what he was doing, and I thought, I bet I could do that. So I decided to start my own business and started doing 1 and 3 minute videos for small business owners here in San Diego.
That's awesome.
So I'd go on location, I'd film them, I'd do the editing. My husband taught me how to do all this with his leftover equipment. And then after a while, though, I started to see the limitations of that business model because I was getting calls from people all over the nation, but I didn't really want to travel. And so I was just working in San Diego. And it wasn't very leverageable because I was doing all the work. So then I created a whiteboard video package where I was going to sell 2 whiteboard videos each month to my clients and make it a subscription package. And so I started selling that, and I started noticing that the people who were finding me online for that system were in the financial services industry. So I thought, well, that's who's finding me, so I should go find them. So I started reaching out to people on LinkedIn who were coaches, marketing consultants, people like that who helped financial advisors with their business. And then I started doing webinars with them for their advisors and getting more and more advisor clients and listening to what they wanted and needed. And through that, I partnered with a CFP who'd been in the business for 30 or 40 years. And together we created this turnkey video library. So now we have this video library of about 85 videos. Each one of them covers one frequently asked question that advisors get asked in their practice. And so our clients, it's really cool because you can't get this anywhere else. Most video libraries are subscription packages where once you stop paying, you lose all your access to the videos. But with ours, you're actually investing in the videos to own them. So you're building an asset that you can use forever. But it's still super easy because you just choose from our library and then we customize it with your contact information and logo. So when we first started, it was all custom content, but advisors were like, this is too hard. We need this to be easier. So then we created the turnkey video library, and then they said, well, we want custom videos. I said, well, we can do both. How's that? And so now our turnkey video system includes the option to either choose videos from our library or we'll create them custom for you, or a combination of both approaches in whatever ratio works for our clients. So that is the short story of how I got here in my business. So it's been a 10-year journey, and I've been working with advisors for the last 4 years or so.
That is awesome. Can you explain to the audience, what is a whiteboard video?
Once I describe it, you'll know what it is because everybody's seen them. It's where the hand is drawing the images and they look kind of like cartoons.
And do you guys do the voiceover stuff and everything like that as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we know that advisors don't want to do any of this stuff.
Right.
And so we try to make it as turnkey as possible. We do all the voiceover, the whiteboard animation, music, even upload it to YouTube for you, optimize it for search for you, and also support you with our 7 steps to video marketing success to help you really make the most use of your videos.
That's awesome. So, in terms of the tactics of, when you're seeing advisors using this in video, right? What are some of the ways that you're seeing advisors and the small business owners that you have using their videos to drive not only, obviously client retention, but also drive leads for their business? What are some of the creative ways you're seeing?
Yeah. So video is such a great tool because it's so versatile. You can use it in so many different ways. So I always look at marketing and online advertising as basically 2 different camps, and they're both very valuable. I think advisors should be doing both. So it's either organic marketing or paid advertising. And I think they have different strengths and weaknesses. So paid advertising is going to get you really fast results. You're going to be able to see measurable leads coming in the first month, and it's more expensive. Organic marketing is a slower growth kind of proposition. It's like building a relationship online, and it takes a long time, but over time you build this relationship with your prospects and clients online by continuing to provide valuable content. So we recommend that people do both, and depending on what your goals are for your advertising or your marketing. So if your goal is to get as many leads as possible, as quickly as possible, then we recommend that you use the videos as part of your paid advertising strategies. Like you were just saying that, landing pages with videos convert up to 80% better. People just love to watch videos. And so they're really effective to incorporate with paid advertising strategies. So we help our clients do that with a partner. And then the other option is organic marketing strategies. Now, it's kind of like, either you're going to spend a lot of time or you're going to spend a lot of money. And so with paid advertising, you're going to spend a lot of money, but you're going to get fast results that are really easy.
Yeah.
With organic marketing, you're going to spend a lot of time.
You're going to wait a lot.
Yeah. But it is less expensive than paid advertising. So the thing that I notice with advisors is that a lot of times they're pretty new to digital marketing. And so they don't have a big audience yet. And that's why I think it's so important for advisors to really hit it hard with paid advertising at first to build that audience. And then once they've got a lot of people on their email marketing list and that they're connected to on social media, then really start maximizing video in an organic marketing strategy to, to cultivate those relationships online and help them convert into clients and help keep them close. Now,
the videos that are, you're saying like the paid strategy as you're building your list, are these more educational as well, or is it a different tone? Is it more promotional?
That's a great question. And I think it used to be, like 5 years ago, it used to be much more promotional. Like you have to write sales copy that's going to grab them and all this stuff. But now it's much more oriented toward content marketing, where you're providing valuable educational content that is not a hard sell, because people don't really want to be sold to.
And what are some of those topics that you're seeing, like financial advisors and realtors using in these whiteboard videos?
The best topics to focus on are the ones that you're an expert in. So whatever the advisor's niche is, that's the topic that they want to focus on, because that's, as people are looking for that kind of information online and finding your content, then you're going to be able to help them take the next step toward getting their needs met, because you're the expert in that topic.
And you can do that with a custom. So if I'm doing a custom video, like what are the steps for doing a custom video? I'm providing you with the content or the script, or is it a collaborative thing? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, the way we do it is we schedule a consultation with our scriptwriter, and we talk through the topics that you want to cover. We ask you to send in any written material that you have about those. I'm sure, most advisors already have a lot of written material about their area of expertise, so that we can do research on it. And then we write the scripts for them, record the professional voiceover, put together the whiteboard animation, and then with royalty-free music and their contact information and logo, and then upload it to YouTube for them and optimize it for search. So we try to make it as turnkey as possible, so that really we're taking as much as possible off the advisor's plate. If we had mental telepathy, we wouldn't even have to have a meeting. We could just take it out of their brain and put it into a video, but we do have to have a meeting to find out what they want to focus on.
Now, what are you seeing advisors normally spend on the paid side? So, when they go to promote this video, do you guys have any recommendations for someone who's trying to promote their video, what they should spend? And is there targeting that you guys recommend, or do you guys not get into that side of it?
Yeah, we actually just formed a partnership with a very established, you would know the name if I said it, company, and we're doing a joint package with them where they're incorporating our videos into their ad funnels.
Awesome.
And so we've created 3 different levels of service, and so basically it's really cool, because our clients are going to get basically 2 marketing packages for the price of 1, because they're going to discount their advertising services by the amount that our clients have already invested in videos.
That's awesome. Us. Nice.
Yeah, really exciting. So with that discount, if they've already bought our videos, it ranges from about $1,000 a month to about $2,600 a month.
Okay.
For the ad expertise to set up those campaigns and get them running for you, and then on top of that, there's the ad spend. So that's $300 to $500 per month.
Okay.
And so our packages are basically, they can either get just Facebook ads, and we'll drive that to an opt-in page on their website.
Okay.
They can get Facebook ads and LinkedIn ads, and again, we'll drive it to an opt-in page on their website. Or the Big Daddy package is they can get Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, a sexy lead magnet, automated follow-up. And in any case, we're going to be sending leads that have a phone number and an email and a name. And I think for an industry like financial services that is so personal, it's so important to follow it up with a phone call. You can't rely on just digital marketing to convert clients in this industry. It's got to be more personal than that. And you've got to take the initiative and actually call them on the phone. I actually talked to a...
yes, seriously. Amen to that. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Look, this is a digital marketer who specializes in video and is still saying,
pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. It's so true.
Because you know what? I talked to one of our clients recently who's actually very savvy with this kind of thing. And he had done this whole advertising strategy with our videos where he geo-fenced it. So it was only people in his area who had searched for a financial advisor in the last 30 days online. And, he had all these great criteria in place to target the exact right person. But I think where his ad campaign fell down is that his call to action was, call me.
Right.
And so he got one call, but if his call to action would have been sign up for this sexy lead magnet, whatever it is.
Yep.
And give me your name and your phone number. And he called them, he would have closed so many of those leads.
Yep.
Because I'm serious, people are afraid of the phone.
They are.
Like, even if they wanted to talk to you, they're too afraid to pick up the phone and call a stranger. So you have to take the initiative to call them.
So let's say, obviously you guys have a package where you help deliver the leads. If I'm not using that package and I'm using video in my marketing, what do I need to have set up before I get into video? Do I need an email program where I'm already doing drip marketing? Do I need some,
Yes.
you mentioned your website. I already need a website where I can collect leads from. Like, what are some of those things that you would say, hey, let's get these things set up first, and then let's figure out how to bring email or video into your marketing?
Yes. So the two main things are website and email marketing. Those are, I think, well, the website is just a non-negotiable at this point. And most advisors know that. Most advisors have a website. But your website is really the hub of all your marketing. So you want to drive all your traffic back to your website. That's where you want them to really get a full picture of who you are, have really easy access to your contact information if they do want to call you. So definitely the website is the foundational thing that you must have in place. After that, then yes, I would recommend an email marketing system. And for that email marketing system, a lot of times people are too timid. You've got to be bold with your email marketing. And what that means is when you're just starting out, you put everyone you know on that email. Your family, your grandmother. Yeah, everyone you know, all your clients, past clients, colleagues, centers of influence, everyone you know goes on your list. And you hit them on a regular basis. I just talked with another advisor this morning who said that he was emailing 50 people. And I was like, I know you know more than 50 people. You got to get them all on your list.
What prevents people from doing that? Or they just don't know who to add, or they're not, I don't know, they don't understand the volume that is required to get engaged.
They don't understand the volume that's required. That's what it is. And I think a lot of advisors, because they're fairly new to digital marketing, they don't understand how much effort it takes to make it work. It takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of people being able to see your content, see your videos before you're going to get a response.
Right. Yep.
A lot of people say, 1% response rate is considered good for a lot of advertising.
Yeah. That's why you have to add proactivity to your advertising campaigns. You have to, most people do advertising in a passive state. And when you do the phone calls, it's proactive. When you actually reach out, it's proactive. Question for you on the advisor side, because this is, kind of rattling in my brain, and I'm assuming probably people listening to it. Compliance. Is it easy for the advisors to get it past compliance? Do you guys have a process for that?
Yes. So because we work exclusively with advisors, we are very, very familiar with the compliance compliance process. So the really interesting thing is so many advisors think that compliance is a huge barrier to marketing. What we have found is that it's actually like 95% of the compliance departments we work with, they just want us to add disclosures at the end of the video. That's it.
Yeah.
So we're all set up to do that. They give us the disclosures, we add them, and we're done.
Even the custom videos that you have being done for clients, like even that
surprisingly. Yes, but see, part of the reason why is because we have financial services experts on our staff who understand how to remain compliant.
That's
and
awesome.
Really, if you're offering content that could be searched online and it's not about a particular product, you're probably going to be compliant because it's general, publicly accessible information. So how can that be a problem?
No, that's a great point. So in terms of like video marketing, you're doing the whiteboard type marketing, right? Through video. Do you guys do any other type of video marketing? And if so, have you found certain things work better? Because I'm envisioning, if I'm in the audience listening to this, right? Whiteboard marketing or whiteboard videos is one way I can do it, but there's a whole nother world of video marketing. Can you kind of give us your thoughts on that and what advisors and small business owners should be doing?
Yes, absolutely. So the two basic types of video are either talking head video, which is what we're watching right now. We're watching each other's heads talk.
Right, yeah.
Or animated video. And animated video has a couple different flavors. There's whiteboard animation, and then, there's old-fashioned cartoons. There's graphic animation. So those are the two main types of video. Whiteboard videos outperform live action videos by 4 to 1. They're 4 times more effective. Yes. And there are some reasons for that. The biggest reason is dopamine, because what happens with whiteboard animated videos is that at the moment you see what's being drawn, At the moment you understand what the image is, a burst of dopamine gets released in your system, which is the chemical associated with delight at something unexpected. So you're actually hijacking people's body chemistry to put them in a positive state of mind. And that is huge for sales, because we all know that all sales are made emotionally and justified later with logic.
Yep.
So when you're putting people in that positive state of mind, that moves them down the road toward becoming your client. In fact, one of our clients said that he was having prospects come into his office and say, "Oh, I love that whiteboard video on your website. It made me feel so much more comfortable coming in." So there's something about the whimsical and lighthearted nature of whiteboard videos that really is disarming. Exactly. It helps people feel more at ease, more comfortable, because it is intimidating to come in and see a financial advisor.
Yeah.
And so when they know that you're not taking yourself too seriously and that, you know, you're willing to have some fun with this, that is going to draw them to you. Anything you can do to make them feel more comfortable like that is a huge win for your practice.
It's the same reason people love watching Bob Ross paint. Like you start off with this like blank canvas, and then all of a sudden there's a tree and a bunny and a river, and you're like, how do you do that?
Look at this guy.
It's the same idea with I mean, it's funny, but it is
true, man. It's
people
so
love
true.
art. They love watching it being created, so it's a great way to do it.
And I feel like whiteboard video is easy to follow. It's easy to understand.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the right word for that is process-wise, but it's really easy.
I think
That's why you use it in explanatory.
Easy to understand.
Explanatory? I don't know. Mark's like looking at me, shrugging. I don't know.
So Jill, you have this book, 7 Keys to Success with Marketing Success, Video Marketing Success. Excuse me. We talked about a couple of the keys, obviously. What are some of the other keys that we missed or we didn't hit on? I know you talk about building your niche. I know you talk about nurturing existing client relationships. Like, what are some of those other keys that people can find in this book that we'll provide a link to in the show notes as well?
Okay. One thing I want to go back to first, though, about the difference between talking head and whiteboard.
Yes.
One last thing I want to say, I always recommend that people have at least one talking head video on their website, because that's going to help people feel like they met them personally. I've had so many people say that when they met me in person, they felt like it was actually a second meeting because they'd seen my videos. They felt like they'd already met me. So it helps build that know, like, and trust factor that's so important to doing business with people. So I do recommend that you have at least one talking head video on your website. After the first one, it can get really boring to watch talking head videos. So that's where I recommend you transition into whiteboard videos for ongoing content that you send out every month. So, okay. So the 7 steps of video marketing success. So basically what we recommend is that you use your videos these ways. Put them on your blog. That's going to help your search engine results. The reason why is because Google owns YouTube. So when you have consistent YouTube embed codes on your website, that's going to help your website rank higher and higher in search engines. Pretty cool little backdoor strategy to get on Google page 1. Yeah. And then email marketing, definitely you want to do that. And I always recommend people put the word 1-minute video in their subject line. I've actually gone to networking. Yeah, I've gone to networking events where people have actually told me, I got your video, your email, and I wasn't going to open it, but it said 1-minute video, and I do have 1 minute.
That's great.
So it really enhances your email communication and increases engagement there. Then social media. One tip about video for social media is to upload the actual video file, the MP4 file. When you do that, you're going to get higher viewership than if you use a link, because these social media platforms do not want you leaving their social media platform. So they want you to just natively upload the video content.
That's a great tip.
Yeah. Here's another little tip that is so easy and so effective. Put a link to one of your videos in your email signature. That way, every time you're sending out an email, you're passively promoting your videos. I got like 2,500 views on one of my videos from just having the same video in my email signature for a couple years. So easy.
Nice. Dude, these are like great little hacks.
Yes,
I mean, just small
super
things
easy
that you can
to
start
do
doing.
too.
Change the subject line. Throw your video in your email signature. So many good. Putting the video on Facebook and your social media sites organically. I mean, she nailed it on the head. Like these sites, and this is how you have to think about as you're getting into digital marketing and content marketing. Think like the companies that you are posting the content on, because if you can figure out what does this company want with this platform, Facebook is a great one. When Facebook came out with live videos were promoted and getting more organic views than any other type of media because it's what Facebook was pushing. Instagram just went through this with IGTV. YouTube is actually going back to a little bit with live videos. If you've noticed, like more and more YouTube videos are now being live ones are now being promoted in your suggested videos because they're kind of going back to trying to see
trying to figure that out.
going again. So think through, that's just a general kind of idea. Think through, what do these companies, same with email. Email wants you to open, they want people to open the email. So what can you put in your subject line that'll get people to open the email?
Yeah. Well, there's a sales principle that you mentioned in there of the telling people it's a minute video. Like when you do your sales pitch on the phone.
Can I have 15 seconds?
Yeah, you have to tell people, one of the biggest fears of people is that you're going to waste their time, or you're going to take so much more of their time. So you want to tell them what your intention is. Hey, give me 30 seconds. Let me take 30 seconds of your time and give you the best 30-second elevator pitch. Let me give you a minute. So there's a great sales principle in there that applies, and it transfers from phone conversations face-to-face to emails. So, I mean, that's amazing. So, okay, I have a question for you, because we ask this to everybody who comes on the podcast. We ask them, we're always looking for the routines of success, right? So what are things that successful people implement in their life that they do, call it a routine, a habit? And as you look back on your life, because now you're running this whole company, what are some things that you've implemented that you do over and over again that you believe has helped you become successful?
Mm-hmm. So time management is a big place where that comes into play for me. And so I have just like a sheet that I print out every week that says, what are my top 5 goals or 5 things I'm going to accomplish this week? And then below that, it has, here's some smaller to-do items, and then here's some longer-term initiatives that I want to look at. But there's just 5 things I want to accomplish that week. And that helps you stay focused. And then from there, you can go in and say, okay, assign this one to Monday, this one's Tuesday and Wednesday, this one's Thursday, this one's Friday. So you don't have to constantly be asking yourself, what should I be doing right now? You plan it out at the beginning of the week according to your priorities, and you put it in the schedule so you know what to do. And then I do that on a daily basis as well. So I'll write down all my appointments, and then in between appointments, the things that I want to get done. And then sometimes if I'm really ambitious, I write in how much time I think each thing's going to take. And what I found is that if I have 4 hours booked, that's about right, because there's going to be 4 hours of other things that come up that I didn't expect.
That's so similar to my calendar. It's like it starts off where I have a ton of stuff booked and there's some white space, as you call it. And at the end of the day, all that white space is gone. It's like, how did this happen? I don't know. Yeah. I've read an article which is very similar to what you're saying. It's like successful people time block their day down to 15 minutes. Now, I don't know if that's completely true or not, but if you could get that discipline, I don't have that discipline. I don't have that level. Anne-Marie might have that level of discipline. She has changed my whole life by organizing, my whole day. But
I read a tip at one point to schedule checking your emails.
Yeah.
And I tried that for
what was that? That was out of the book. What was that book?
I don't remember what book.
I can't remember.
I've heard it a couple
either.
different places.
That was out of a book.
It took about a week of people saying like, hey, why haven't you got back to my emails?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's not.
It's like I've scheduled your email to get to later. All right. So last question for you. Knowing what you know now, what would you go back and tell younger Jill? What advice would you give?
Yeah. I heard recently that they interviewed a bunch of older people that were at the end of their life, and they said, what would you do differently if you could go back and live your life over again? And they said, I wouldn't live the life other people wanted me to live. I would live the life I wanted to live. I wouldn't do things because I thought other people wanted me to do them. I would do what I wanted to do with this one life I have. And so my younger self actually knew that. And I was recommended by people to do this or do that with your time. Oh, don't do that. But I went ahead and did that because that's what I wanted to do.
Man, that's awesome.
It did change my life, and it changed the whole direction of my life. And I feel pretty good about how I've invested in my life so far.
That's awesome. That is such good advice. It's so hard, too, because you're basically blocked in by fear, whether it's fear of I'm not going to be able to pay my bills. So I have to, I got to do what my parents say and go to college, get a degree. I got to take this job. It's always fear that dictates, or a fear that people are going to look down on me. And so you're blocked in mentally by fear. But it's so interesting. You get to the end of your life and you talk to these people and it's like it didn't matter. It didn't matter in the end. So that's such good advice. I'm glad to hear that you're taking it. It's awesome.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Jill. That was a lot of great information, a lot of great tips, and really kind of just hacks on how to get video marketing into your digital marketing strategy and how to start getting that out to your clients, build that list so that you can nurture them going forward. So before we close, let people know how they can connect with you and what's the website for the FA Client.
Yeah, please go to faclientmachine.com. F as in financial advisor, faclientmachine.com. We do have a webinar there on the first page, or you can just click contact and get in touch, and we'll be happy to give you a call back.
Awesome. Well, thanks again. And thank you so much for listening. If you liked what you heard today,
To deer. You going hunting? I'm going to go hunt a deer. I saw like a freaking 10-point buck on my way home last night. I was like, wow, it took me back to my days in Virginia.
They're absolutely beautiful. Well, if you liked what you heard today here on Stay Paid, please go over to iTunes, give us a 5-star rating. Make sure to leave a comment.
Please ride a deer over to iTunes and rate.
I'm crushing this talking head segment right now.
Yeah, seriously.
Can we get a whiteboard video for this outro just to clean it up a little bit?
Whiteboard how to do a review.
You can also find our podcast in video form over at staypaidpodcast.com. Make sure to tell someone else about the podcast today. It really helps spread the word. And if you'd like to get hold of me or Luke, email us at podcast@remindermedia.com or follow us over on Instagram at staypaidpodcast. And of course, you can check out Reminder Media on social media. We are at Reminder Media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. For this episode of Stay Paid, I'm Josh Stike.
And I'm Luke Acree, guys. And the action item is I'm thinking through, okay, what can you guys take action on literally this evening or tomorrow? And here's what I want you to do. I want you to pull out your phone and I want you to do that video that should be on your website introducing who you are, and then do the hack that Jill talked about where put that link to that video in your email. And it's a way to introduce yourself. So just tell your story, and also think about it this way. Keep it a minute. Keep it a minute or less, because people's attention span is very, very short. But that's super easy. You all have phones. I'm sure you do.
Dude, and when you do that video, it's going to be worth 1.8 million words.
I still don't believe that statistic, but it's great. A video is worth 1.8 million words.
1.8 million words.
That's beautiful. Do that. It's super simple. You have a phone. Pull out your phone. Tell your story in less than a minute. Put that link in your email. Take advantage of video marketing because it's very, very easy for you to do right now. Remember, the difference between a top producer and a mediocre producer in every industry is top producers take action. So take action on that today.